Welcome to today's explainer. So let's just jump right in. If you have ever had to relocate your family, whether we're talking about a new job, maybe a long-term medical stay, or honestly just waiting for your permanent house to be ready, you know that finding the right accommodation is incredibly stressful. It's a massive headache. And when you are moving to a rapidly growing, super vibrant, and bustling city like Dhaka, well, that stress can easily multiply. You need a space that works for the adults, works for the kids, and obviously doesn't break the bank. So today, we're unpacking exactly why modern families are increasingly ditching those traditional options and choosing furnished serviced apartments in Dhaka instead. By the time we finish this explainer, you're going to see exactly how this choice is totally redefining comfort, space, and smart value for families on the move. I want you to really think about this for a second. Where does your family actually live when you're traveling for an extended period? Just imagine the all-too-familiar reality here. Squeezing an entire family into a traditional hotel room for weeks on end. You know the drill. Suitcases are literally piled up in the corner, everyone is constantly tripping over each other, and there is absolutely nowhere for the kids to actually play. And if someone wants to stay up and read while someone else wants to sleep, yeah, forget about it. It's this cramped, temporary existence that can really quickly make a family feel confined and just completely stressed out.
You see, it really boils down to one core reality. As the quote says, families need more than just a place to sleep. They need a space that feels welcoming, functional, and comfortable. And they need that from day one. When you are trying to manage a family's daily routine in a brand new city, a mere bed and a tiny minibar, that's just not going to cut it for long-term comfort. You really need an environment where real life can actually happen without everyone constantly bumping elbows.
Section 1. Hotels versus serviced apartments.
When we actually look at this side by side, feature by feature, honestly, the difference is night and day. Serviced apartments give you these spacious, separate areas for living and dining, right? Whereas hotels give you one single limited room. Then there's the kitchen, a fully equipped kitchen in an apartment versus a total lack of cooking facilities in a standard hotel. And when it comes to the kids, serviced apartments offer excellent, dedicated space to play compared to severely limited space in a shared, busy hotel environment. Ultimately, a hotel is designed for short-term transients. It becomes incredibly restrictive for a family trying to maintain any sort of normal, private routine over several weeks. Now, let's talk about the money, because this is a real game changer. The crucial point here is how we actually calculate value. Often, people look at the basic nightly rate of a hotel and think, okay, that seems reasonable enough. But for an extended stay, you're suddenly paying separately for multiple hotel rooms just to get enough space. You're paying restaurant prices for 3 meals a day, and don't even get me started on those exorbitant hotel laundry fees. Compare that to a furnished serviced apartment. You get one inclusive, cost-effective accommodation package. Choosing a comprehensive package is fundamentally smarter value than stacking up separate, hidden hotel bills over several weeks or months.
Moving on to Section 2, Space, Comfort, and Kitchens.
If you were to ask families what their absolute favorite feature of a serviced apartment is, the answer is almost always the kitchen. Hands down. Having a fully equipped kitchen with a real refrigerator, a microwave, a cooking stove, and all your cookware, it changes everything. Dining out in Dhaka for every single meal can get massively expensive very quickly. But it's about more than just saving money. Having your own kitchen allows you to prepare homemade meals. You can easily manage special diets, cook the familiar foods your kids actually like, and maintain healthy eating habits. It brings this massive, much-needed sense of normalcy to a temporary situation.
And this totally changes the entire dynamic of a typical day for a traveling family. Because serviced apartments offer multiple bedrooms and separate living spaces, the whole family doesn't have to exist right on top of one another. Picture this. Step 1, parents can comfortably work remotely out in the living room. Step 2, children have a quiet, completely separate bedroom to study or spread out their toys to play. And step 3, at the end of the day, the whole family can actually gather around a real dining table for a home-cooked dinner. Having these distinct zones prevents the family from feeling confined and literally eliminates that dreaded cabin fever stress you get in a single hotel room.
All right, Section 3, Flexibility, Security, and Services.
You're basically getting the best of both worlds here. When you choose a serviced apartment, you gain access to a massive suite of professional hotel-like amenities. First off, it is completely move-in ready. no buying furniture, no calling utility companies to set up the Wi-Fi. You also get regular scheduled housekeeping and dedicated laundry facilities, which, let's be real, is an absolute lifesaver for families. But perhaps most importantly, especially when you're in a bustling metropolis, is the security. With 24-hour security personnel, CCTV monitoring, and controlled visitor access, parents gain total peace of mind. You know for a fact your children are in a highly secure, maintenance-free environment. Instead of worrying about fixing a broken AC or cleaning, you can just focus on your work, your family, or exploring the city.
Which brings us to Section 4, Smart Value for Extended Stays. Look, we all know every family's timeline is completely different. Maybe you just need a place for a single day or a week for a quick medical trip or an educational visit. Or perhaps you need a place for a whole month because you're relocating and you're just waiting for your shipping containers of belongings to finally arrive. Or, hey, you might be looking at 6+ months for a long-term corporate relocation. Furnished Serviced Apartments typically offer incredibly flexible lease options. We're talking daily, weekly, monthly, and beyond. This adapts perfectly to whatever your family's situation is without ever trapping you in a lengthy, complicated traditional lease agreement. It is literally the ultimate flexibility.
So why is this flexibility so relevant? And why is this trend exploding right now? Well, because Dhaka is rapidly expanding as a major center for business, education, and healthcare. With international investment pouring in, there is a massive surge in professionals relocating with their families, overseas visitors, and medical travelers. And all of these people are quickly realizing that standard hotels simply do not meet the complex needs of a family operating in a fast-paced environment. They are demanding a living setup that actually supports their daily routines, which is exactly why service apartments have become the absolute preferred accommodation choice in the city.
So it really all comes back to one essential question. Why sacrifice space and privacy when your family can have a true home? You don't have to choose between the convenience of managed accommodation and the comfort of spacious family living. You really can have the whole shebang.
If your family is heading out to Dhaka for a relocation, maybe a medical visit, or a corporate assignment, you deserve a space that offers both freedom and complete peace of mind. If you are looking for a highly recommended furnished, serviced apartment in the Bashundhara residential area, let REIT Limited take the stress out of your transition. You can visit them directly online at www.hotels.com.bd or just give them a call at +88 01711 993377. Ultimately, as our modern lifestyles evolve, shouldn't our expectations for temporary living evolve right along with them? Think about that the next time you're booking a long stay for your family. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.